where we talk about the maritime and border. We're talking about the maritime industry. We're talking about the Nigerian border. We're talking about the safety of Nigeria in terms of what the customs, the Nigerian Ports Authority, the Nigerian Shippers Council, and everyone is doing towards the facilitation of trade. So once more, good afternoon. This is VOP 90.3 FM, and this is the Maritime and Border Show. And my name is Prince Chilaka, and anchoring with me is
Dele Utomi. You're welcome to the program, ladies and gentlemen.
Dilly. How now?
I'm fine.
It's good to be back. I mean, Dilly has been, piloting the affairs. In my absence, it's been a very good one, and I said, make I can't relieve and small, make I can't help and make, say Nigerian load get as they hold people for neck.
My brother Naso. Naso. Welcome back to the program.
All right,
Mrs.
thank you.
I hope you had a refreshing time out there.
Yeah, I did. I did, and then I came back so upset with the Nigerian system. I feel so bad that with all the travels and tours of our leaders, yet they cannot copy the good things that is happening abroad and present to Nigerians to help relieve the pains, the poverty, the hunger, the frustration, everything Nigerians are facing. It's so painful, it's so sad. Yet, we have leaders who travel far and wide, and, one don't understand what is going on. And for how long will we continue to, have a country where it is obviously looking as if nothing is going to work? But we believe that things should work. We want things to work. We want a country where every one of us can beat our chest and be happy to say, yes, this is Nigeria, and that Nigeria is working. Once more, welcome to the Maritime and Border Show. My name is Prince Chilaka, and
Dele Utomi, once again. Today, we have a guest in the studio. For the first time, we are having a woman appearing at our show. She's a well-experienced, very good hand, industry person, well known in the industry. She's had over 2 decades of operations within the maritime sector of the Nigerian economy. And she's here today to enlighten us about everything within the maritime, especially the roles of women within the maritime sector. Her name is Mrs. Rollins McFoy. And in due course, when after the news, we shall we shall be speaking with her, and a whole lot of questions are expected from, of course, you, the audience, to get to meet her and then let her teach us a little bit about what she knows, because she's very well intelligent and experienced person within the field. You're welcome, madam.
Thank you very much.
Madam, good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon.
Please hope your phone is on silent, because good. So welcome to the Maritime and Border Show. We're going to have 2 hours cruise with you.
Yeah.
It's going to be drilling. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to be educative. That's what VOP stands for, Voice of the People.
Yeah.
We're here to educate the people, to inform the people, and to also, help the people to understand how this beautiful maritime industry works. Welcome, madam.
Thank you very much once again.
Yeah, we shall kick off the program with the activities. That's the things that made the news in the course of the week. And Francis, could you start, please?
The NDLEA alerts Nigerians on fake medicinal cannabis, recovers large consignment, arrests kingpin. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has alerted the Nigerian public about the circulation of dangerous illicit substances being falsely packaged and marketed to the public as medicinal cannabis. The public alert comes on the heels of credible intelligence which led to the arrest of a 28-year-old drug kingpin, Afiz Salisu, aka Malu, on Saturday, the 1st of November 2025 at his 2 Akala Street off Umoru Street, Idioro, Munshi, Lagos enclave, from where he was packaging and distributing the fake medicinal cannabis in designer pouches and cups. A total of 16.4 kilograms of dangerous and systematic strains of cannabis, including Colorado, Arizona, Canadian Loud, and Ghana Loud, packaged in designer pouches and cups labeled as medicinal cannabis, were recovered from his store. The NDLEA boss urged the public to be vigilant and not to be deceived by misleading labels, fancy packaging, or false health claims. Please do not consume it. Report any person or group involved in the illicit trade of these dangerous substances to the nearest NDLE officer. I mean, Dilly, when you look at the menace of drug abuse and addiction in our society today, you'll really be worried. You'll be worried.
It is very
despite
worrisome.
everything the NDLEA is doing in curbing this, people are still out there. People are becoming wiser. Becoming more, genuine.
Daring.
Yeah, it's so terrible. It's so painful.
Francis, I told you a few weeks ago, I was at a news conference where these drugs, they've now found ways of miniaturizing these drugs, or rather, how do I put it? Yes, they dissolve these drugs. These drugs, what would cost about 5 billion naira, they find a way of turning it into a small liquid that you put into a bottle. That it will cost about 2.5 billion naira. I mean, a small liquid like that. I mean, they are looking for new ways to beat the system. I keep commending the officers of the Nigerian NDLEA, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agencies, for having the eagle eye to, developing the eagle eye in getting these things and then getting rid of the effects, what the kind of effect these drugs will have on the Nigerian society. It's a very commendable one.
Yeah, I mean, you can now understand why Nigerians were really, really upset when the list of those being granted clemency by Mr. President contained drug lords and murderers and all of that. So
the outrage was really there.
Yes, because we can't keep saying we want to have a sane society, and yet the government is indirectly trying to placate those who are involved in it. I'm happy that at the end of the day, Mr. President took time to expunge such names, and I give kudos to the NDLEA. They're doing a wonderful job.
Yeah.
Major General Buba Marwa, congratulations. You have a very wonderful team, and we ask you to continue to do what you're doing, for us.
Yeah. In another news, there's this news about that concerns the immigration. It says CDC Badagry West condemns alleged immigration shooting in Igbogbele community, demands justice for victim. The Community Development Committee, Badagry West Local Council Development Area, under the leadership of Alhaji Bashir Yusuf Mohammed, has expressed deep concern and total condemnation over the recent alleged shooting of a woman, Hunsu Elizabeth, by an officer, Kasali Shegun, of the Nigerian Immigration Service in Igbogbele community, Badagry West. The unfortunate incident is one too many. Our people have continuously suffered unjust harassment, intimidation, and inhuman treatment from some security personnel stationed across our communities. The CDC strongly condemns this reckless act and calls for a thorough investigation to identify and prosecute the officer involved. We are calling on the Comptroller General of Immigration, the Honorable Minister of the Interior, and other relevant government authorities and representatives to take decisive action to ensure justice is served. The sanctity of human life must be respected at all times, and such incidents must not be allowed to repeat itself. While Alhaji Bashir continued, while we demand justice for victim Hunsu Elizabeth and her family, we call for a total review of the operations of security agencies within our communities to prevent further losses of innocent lives. The CDC remains committed to peaceful coexistence and community development. Together, we'll continue to advocate for peaceful, safe, and just Badagry West, where human life and dignity are protected. Francis, this one is about a reckless use of firearms by an officer of the Nigerian Immigration Service. We talked about while talking about the things that happen in the border here the other time. We talked about the extortion that goes on, the numerous numbers of security checkpoints along the way. And last 2 weeks, they had the communities there had this kind of forum where they talked about all this and how to further reduce the number of checkpoints and the effects that those checkpoints have on the economy and the people within the area. And this is just one unfortunate incident that happened over the week. It's I hope they'll be able to do something about it and then you know to save more lives.
Well, I think the frustration that the ordinary Nigerians are going through with the current hard reality in terms of hardship, even the security agencies are having the same problem. So it's not easy not to see somebody who is trigger happy and all of that. But yes, a lot needs to be done. I keep saying that there is need to train and retrain our security personnel so that they understand how to deal with the civilians. Because we're in a civil society. We expect that they must learn how to deal with the civilians.
Funny enough, this could also be linked to the issue of drugs that we talked about. The very first article we spoke about here. Some of these officers may or may not be also be involved in this drug use. I mean, I wonder why an officer of the Nigerian Immigration Service will, be so trigger happy to shoot a woman, an unarmed woman. It's
ridiculous. When you say an armed woman, I wouldn't want to use that word woman. I would rather to say the Nigerian populace. Today we're talking of a woman, but tomorrow it could also be a man.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, but that's just the sad reality we're faced with. The way some of our security personnel carry out their activities. They seem to have no respect for
human life and dignity.
Yes, it needs to be curbed. Nigerian customs deepen partnership to combat illicit trade, strengthen regional integration. The Controller General of Customs, Adewale Adeniyi, Doctor, has reaffirmed the Nigerian Customs Service commitment to strengthening collaboration with the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA, in the fight against illicit trade, while promoting seamless trade facilitation and regional economic integration under the African Continental Free Trade Area, AFTA. CGC Adeniyi made this known on Monday, the 3rd of November 2025, during a high-level visit to the Commissioner General of the Customs Division of GRA, Brigadier General Glover Annan, at the authority's headquarters in Accra, Ghana. CGC Adeniyi further highlighted that his visit aimed to seek the GRA's support for the forthcoming CPACT conference, as well as explore joint strategies to enhance intra-African trade and economic prosperity. Our vision is to strengthen the role of customs as a major promoter of AFTA. We want to increase the volume of trade within Africa and ensure that trade becomes a true driver of growth and prosperity for our people, he said. The engagement between the Nigerian Customs Service and the Ghana Customs is expected to lay the groundwork for a renewed bilateral framework focused on intelligent-led enforcement, coordinated border management, trade modernization across sub-region. I mean, this is a welcome development. Like I've said, the CGC of Custom has been in the forefront of innovations. He's an innovation-driven man, and I give that to him. And I just hope that everything he's working on does not collapse when he leaves the office.
Yeah.
Because we have a problem of continuity in this country.
Yeah, sure. We hope so. Furthermore, environment, a great factor in growth and port development. McFoy. This has to do with the madam sitting in front of us here today, what she said at the seminar. Experts playing within the Nigerian maritime sector of the Nigerian economy gathered on Thursday to speak their minds at the National Discourse 3.0 of the distinguished Maritime Personalities Seminar. The event, which was organized by the Maritime Nigeria, witnessed experienced industry players talk critically about what needs to be done to improve every area of the sector. The Mr. Kevin Kagbari, who is the convener, said, as we engage in robust discussions, paper presentations, and strategic reflections, let us remember that the future of Nigeria's maritime sector depends on our collective resolve to modernize, regulate, and empower. Captain Waredi Enuso, in his presentation, dealt basically on the issue of automation. He said that automation is meant for efficiency, safety, business growth, and time saving. Captain Sunday Morin of the Abuja MOU was represented by Mr. Richard Owolabi, and he noted that in his presentation, to modernize our port is to modernize our economy. In a world driven by data and technology, efficiency is now measured in minutes, not days. Countries that have embraced port automation are already witnessing remarkable results. The World Bank's 2024 Logistics Performance Index shows that digitalized ports record up to 65% faster vessel turnaround, 40% shorter cargo dwell time, and 25% lower operational costs. These are not mere statistics. They are the dividends of foresight and reform. Mark Onuchi, who represented Dr. Shegun Musa, noted that the economic rationale for full automation is in its superior operational ability and resilience. Data shows that the fully automated terminals exhibit better performance, particularly during global disruptions. During crisis, fully automated terminals experience a significant increase in total terminal profit. That's 25% more, compared to a decrease of minus 2.3% observed at non-fully automated terminals due to their ability to maintain stable operations and consistent throughput. Mrs. Rollins McFoy, while drawing a comparison between Nigeria's port system and those of India and United Arab Emirates, notes that we need to review their operations and then modernize them while also developing other ports outside of Lagos. Her words, God forbid that there is a fire at any of the tank farms in Lagos, because most parts of Lagos will burn down. She noted that the port environment in Lagos is such that they require a lot more resources to really modernize because of the physical environment, which is a key factor in port development and modernization and growth. Mrs. McFoy added that Nigerian ports need automation in areas like cargo handling, gate access, and traffic management and documentation and logistics. Key automation needs include automated cranes and vehicles for efficient loading and unloading, a fully integrated electronic truck call-up system for scheduling and access control, and digitized systems for processing documents to speed up customs and clearance processes. In an interview with Captain Enioso Waredi after the event, he said that we need to have superior thinking in order to be able to automate the ports, as we have a whole lot of crowded areas around the ports. But that is not impossible. In automation, everywhere is interlinked and should work in a synchronized manner. If we are serious about it, people should be settled properly away from the port areas, and then the ports fully automated and modernized. Friends, they were talking about automation and modernization of our ports. I think it's something that a whole lot of experts like Madam here sitting in front of us have been talking about for a number of years now, and it's time the government start listening to them and doing the right thing and at the right time. I mean, you were just telling me a few things you observed while you traveled outside our shores, and you were wondering why these things are not replicated here in Nigeria, and they go out there to see these things. Why can't they replicate these things that you see over there? Yeah.
Well, I think the first thing is why they're not replicating it. It's because a lot of people who are meant to do it are directly or indirectly beneficiaries of the loopholes. Because when you have a corrupt system, there are people who benefit from corruption. And those who benefit from corruption, when you put them in the helms of affairs to correct those things that aid and abet corruption. They will not. So it's all about corruption to start with, and then followed by the willpower. The government officials, are they willing? Just like we say, our leaders, are they willing to make sacrifices to have a better country?
Okay, so the political will is what is needed.
You see, the same political will is why you see everybody talking about insecurity. Insecurity is something that should have been curbed right from the beginning. But because of corruption, there are people who are benefiting from it.
Of course.
So those people who are benefiting from it, there is no way you expect them to put up policies. Like you and I mean, most Nigerians will be asking for a review of our electoral law.
Yeah.
We've been saying that the constitution that allows you to decamp from one party into another, retaining the powers you have from the other party, should be removed.
Yeah.
But this National Assembly that you have will not do it because most of them, they are beneficiaries.
They're all guilty of that.
You know, so the reason why things are not working is not that we don't want things to work. It's not that the ordinary Nigerians don't want things to work. No, they want things to work. Unfortunately, those who are meant to do these things will not do it because of selfish and greedy reasons.
We shall get there one day.
Oh,
the last one.
Aflon berates NPA on stakeholders' engagement and ATO application. The leadership of the African Association of Professional Freight Forwarders and Logistics of Nigeria, AFLON, wishes to formally express deep concern over the delay in the much anticipated stakeholders' engagement with the Managing Director of the Nigerian Ports Authority, NPA, to address the growing challenges surrounding the electronic truck call-up system, ATO. The ATO platform, introduced by the NPA as a cornerstone of the federal government's ease of doing business and trade facilitation initiatives, was designed to eliminate the notorious gridlock around the nation's ports, streamline truck movements, and promote transparency in port logistics operations. Unfortunately, recent developments have revealed that the system is now plagued by several severe accessibility challenges. Aflon has received numerous complaints from freight forwarders, truck operators, and logistics service providers, indicating that genuine access to the ATO platform has become increasingly difficult. Meanwhile, reports about that access to the ATO is being sold illicitly in the black market for as high as 300,000 per slot, creating an artificial bottleneck that directly undermines the system's integrity and purpose. This unacceptable situation has not only crippled the operations of legitimate transporters and freight forwarders, but also introduced new layers of corruption and operational inefficiencies, all of which run contrary to the federal government's objectives of promoting transparency and facilitating trade within the maritime sector. It is regrettable that the requested stakeholders' engagement with the NPA Managing Director, which was intended to address these very issues, has suffered undue delay. This delay has allowed the problem to fester further, frustrating industry players and tarnishing Nigeria's image as a business-friendly maritime hub. As the president of AFLON, he emphasized that the current situation poses a serious threat to the ease of doing business policy and broader efforts of the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council. The black market manipulation of ATO access contradicts the principles of accountability and efficiency that the NPA and the federal government have pledged to uphold. Going forward, AFLON makes the following demands. One, the immense convening of the postponed stakeholders engagement meeting with the Managing Director of NPA to deliberate on the inaccessibility and abuse of the ATO platform, a comprehensive audit and review of the ATO system to identify loopholes exploited by unauthorized operators. 3, the establishment of a transparent, user-friendly, and monitored process to restore public confidence in the ATO platform. Collaboration with stakeholders, including freight forwarders, associations, truck owners, and regulatory agencies to ensure that the ATO aligns fully with trade facilitation standard. Well, when we talk about ATO, I remember when we first started this program, we did lay a lot of emphasis on ATO. And I remember I mentioned it that people were paying up to 300,000, and I remember our guests then tried to, play around it and say, no. But you see, the corruption in the system is eating deeper than the cancer itself.
Yeah.
And each time these things come to the limelight and people start shouting, federal government, Nigeria Ports Authority, the question I always ask is, where has the Nigeria Ports Authority been all this while? It's not like they don't know what is happening.
Well, the Nigerian Ports Authorities are the ones who gave the contract for the ETO platform to be developed, and then but there is nothing wrong with the ETO platform. People keep saying, and I say it too. The problem is the money that they charge with it. The platform is supposed to control traffic, but why charge money? Now, the thing has become a racket. According to what
then Dilly, you that means you're shooting yourself in the leg.
No.
Because if you say there's nothing wrong with it, and yet it is creating problem, then there's something definitely wrong.
What is
so let us see
what is wrong with it is exactly what I'm saying.
No, let us not paint this thing, as if it is
a solution, but they are putting a price on it.
ETO from day one has been a problem. It has been a problem. The Nigerian Ports Authority, I'm going to call them out this morning or this afternoon. The Nigerian Ports Authority, you are not living up to your expectation of the Nigerian people. You are not doing what you're supposed to do right. Let us tell government officials who are not doing the right thing that they should do the right thing. People cannot afford to be paying 300,000 for a call-up. It is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Now they want to replicate it in Rivers State.
You see, the unfortunate thing is that government sets up agencies, and these agencies now turn themselves into demigods and begin to
revenue generating agencies.
Yes. Well, let's not even say the revenue generating, because this 300,000 that is being charged does not go into government coffers.
Yeah. In most cases, no, it doesn't.
So if the people that were given this contract by NPA are not living up, cancel the contract. I don't know why in Nigeria we find it difficult to resign, we find it difficult to cancel, we find it difficult to repeat an exam, we find it difficult to accept anything. It's really frustrating.
Well, it's the reason why we are
called a third world
country. We shall get there one
day.
Please,
no. Don't use that word. If you go out of the shores of Nigeria, you will know that people respect Nigeria. People hold Nigeria in high esteem, but unfortunately, leadership has been our problem.
Yeah, well, of course we are saying the same thing. If our leaders can think and act the way they do, you just talked about the legislators who are supposed to make laws that says the election system should be transparent, should be, it's something that everybody sees and says that, yeah, this is a very good law. But these same people make the same law and they make the laws to suit themselves. The law is supposed to say if once you are elected on a particular platform for a particular position, you cannot decamp. If you want to decamp, you drop that position. Well, they've not made such laws.
Well, I think the major problem we have in Nigeria politically is the fact that the politicians have taken over power from the people, and they have rendered the people useless. And the people, to a large extent, are allowing poverty of the mind and poverty of the stomach to drive their desires. Because if not, I don't see any reason why anybody would wake up from sleep and begin to dictate until Nigerians realize that sovereignty belongs to them. The 1,000, 10,000 political office holders will continue to put the
lives of over 200 million Nigerians in jeopardy. That's just it. We wake up.
Good afternoon once more. Welcome to Maritime and Border Show. Like we say here, we come to teach, we have come to educate, we come to celebrate, we come to enjoy, we come to make merriment. We just come to talk and talk so that Nigeria can be a better place. Exactly. This is VOP 90.3, and this is the Maritime and Border Show. And my name is Prince Chilaka.
My name is Dili Utomi. We told you that today we have a lady right in front of us. She's eagerly waiting to offload what she has for us. Her name is Mrs. Rollins McFoy, a seasoned maritime administrator, specialist in cabotage and maritime labor mediation, professional crewing and manning expert, trained in United Kingdom and different countries of the world, respectively, and with affluent experiences. A hand tested on.
Madam, welcome. No, come on, man. Gilly, be very careful. Madam has not paid us for publicity.
Dilly, thank you very much.
You are just trying to say, Madam should come and buy advert. We will advertise her.
We are trying to be gender sensitive.
No,
here.
no,
And
you don't do the same thing with our male guests.
Yes.
Madam, if you want
I'm
us
trying to be biased to the
Madam,
women
if you want us to give you
they
this
are mothers.
See, this publicity has started. Come and take up advert. I will do it in a better way for you. You're welcome to the program, Madam.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you very much.
Dilly has talked so much about you, and I also get very much interested when I see our Nigerian women getting up there, getting to where, in quotes, they say men are meant to be. But I don't believe in that. I believe that we'll have equal opportunity and that we should all be able to take advantage of whatever environment we find ourselves. So, Madam, welcome to the Maritime and Border Show.
Thank you very much.
Make I tell you up front, my guests, my audience, then they give bad booze. Because when we open telephone line and they go attack, they go come for you. But I know you can handle them. So maybe I should start with the first question. Very nice question, Madam. Me, I know the harass person, and they show love. Please tell us, what has it been like, working within the maritime industry?
Well, it's been sort of challenging, and in it, it's fun. For me, I don't know about other people because really I thrive where there are challenges. I thrive where there are challenges, and challenges make me a better person and make me a better professional. So I don't see challenges and run away. I see challenges, I look at them in the face, I research, I think, and I look for a way to beat it. I don't allow it to beat me. It might take quite a while, but gradually you'll get there.
All right, you talk about challenges. I've also been told severally that the maritime industry, especially in terms of, I'm going to bring it down to dealing with the customs, dealing with clearing. I hear it's more like an Agbero area of concentration. Are you part of, is that Agbero also showing in you, or is just solely for the men?
Well, for the women in freight forwarding, I think they have to be up to the game. Otherwise, they will not be able to do that. They have to be up to the game. Otherwise, they won't be able to do that. They have to be strong. They have to be courageous. And they have to be bold.
Okay.
Because that's just the life wire of anything you want to do. It's a general life wire. Especially when you are in a male-dominated industry. So your life wire is boldness, courageousness, professionalism, straight to the point, apt, to learn or to grab. And then, of course, you have to try to be about 2, 3, 4, 7 steps ahead so that you will not be caught in a web, that you will know what to do.
You mean ahead of the men?
Sure, you try to be ahead of them as much as you can. And if you are not ahead of them, then you are solidly standing.
Okay, let me ask you, are you also into clearing yourself?
I'm not into clearing. I'm a specialist in maritime, the aspect of maritime cabotage, mediation, and crewing, manning, all that. Probably I'm speaking jargon.
No, you're not. I understand where you're coming from. I'm sure Dilly has questions on that area. I'm going to leave both
and
of you.
And I'm a trainer also.
That is where I'm going to come,
yes,
because I want to be trained. Now, I'm going to, looking at the industry, each time I bring people here, I try to ask them, having been in the industry, what is your take on the Biodogu that is just introduced by the Nigerian Customs?
My take, sincerely, is that the Biodogu is a nice development. That's what it's supposed to be. Because when you refine or you want to change, you don't resist change. And if change is positive, it's good. So the essence for Biodogu is really very nice. Why? Because it is to produce ease of doing business. It is to increase revenue. It is to increase efficiency. It is to increase speed in clearing, to remove bottlenecks, to remove to have minimum physical contact, and to remove human elements. Let's say 70-80% of human elements, because here you still have to have that. And that's what it came for. So I think it's a good product. But now, what we're going to look at, or what I think, is that it's a good product, but how is it being handled? And what has it achieved? How have they fared with it? So,
Talking about how it has fared, what would you say? You know, when in the last couple of months, we've had people complain about glitches, network failure, and all of that. And you know, glitches came in from INEC brought in the word glitches into Nigeria when the 2023 election, we had glitches. And then suddenly, people have been saying, oh, we're having glitches with the BOW. I mean, even though you are not into direct contact with the operations of the BOW, I mean, you've had feelers, you've spoken to people. What would you rate that system for? What's the percentage of your rating?
Personally, I could give them 50%. And I would say the reason. One, before this time, I had an experience 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, somebody cleared a vehicle. Before this time, when you carry documents from table to table, you could spend 1 month, 3 weeks, 2 weeks clearing a vehicle or a container or something. But that person cleared that vehicle in less than, let's say, 2 days. Started this morning, by the afternoon of the next day, it was done. So that for them is kudos on that, in that regard. So that is exactly what it's supposed to be, where they have unified payment, you know, into one system, and we expect that it appears every other place. It has to be centralized, because if it is not centralized, when you have paid through the portal of Bioduku and it is not centralized, then there becomes a problem. Yeah. It becomes a bottleneck, you know, and that's what I think.
All right, thank you, madam. Jimmy.
Yeah, madam. In one of the forums you were talking, there was a point you made as regards the issue of customs giving a range for payments, as in this item is you say you pay between 1 million naira and 1.2 million naira, and then you make the payment only to go out and then you know. What
I was trying to say is that before this time, sometimes you clear a vehicle. You are not a clearing agent. You are a vehicle owner. We're just using the vehicle for example now. There are other things being cleared. And then, of course, by the time you leave at Tinkan, there is a checkpoint. Just immediate operations unit, federal operations unit. You get to, I think, zone B or the police station, there is another one. You go to mile 2, there is another one. And that you keep getting. I don't know for how long or how many. So now what we are saying is this: if we have the BOW platform that harmonizes the revenue to stop all this, because one of the major tool that these stops were having was to see if you paid the right duty. Assuming you were supposed to pay 3 million and you underpaid and you paid 1.5 million. My first question on that is that who gave you the document for 1.5 million? And you paid to the government coffers via customs, and you were given all the receipts and you were given all the papers, and then you come to the road, all these checkpoints indict you. You didn't pay the right duty. You were supposed to pay 3 million, you paid 1.5, and you are caught. We are going to take you to this place, or you pay the balance here, or one thing or the other. I, in particular, feel that that is where the BOW plays a very big game, or plays a very big, importance. And now, I was talking with those of them, and it's like, Now, probably, let's look at it. A car of 2015, for instance, you have a window portal of paying, we might not be accurate, paying between 3 million and 4 million, depending on the make, the model, the year. And then it is, why window? Why between 3 million and 4 million? Or why between 7 million and 7.5 or 8 million? So you are told from the portal to pay 3.5. And then somebody is accosting you on the road to say that you only pay 3.5. Don't you know that this window is 3 to 4 million? I just think that, like he said, something is wrong. If it is 5 million, please, let's say it's 5 million. Don't give any window. Don't do any compromise, because you are still including human element and you are still having physical contact. But if it is on the dots, then we know that it's on the dots. Then, of course, if it's on the dots, then all these ops and checkpoints, and there is no need anymore. And even if they are going to be there, they are in their offices, they see the computer, or even if they are going to be there, they have a computer or a tab or a scanner, and they see that they already received it. As soon as it's automated from the routes, they already see it. Oh, this vehicle 2025 is coming out. Perhaps it passes through this road. Oh, it has paid fully, and there is no point stopping the person. That's the only time we can get the real, actual benefit of Biodogo.
Okay, Mano, you just raised a very pertinent issue, and I'm asking you, when you talk about window, I think that's where the corruption starts from, because without the window, there will be no corruption. It will remove the human element of it. What do you think would happen, or don't you think it would have been better if you have a system where, if your duty is, say, 1 million,
you pay
and
1
you
million.
go to pay 1 million, if you go to pay 950 or 850, the system will reject it. Why are we not using such system?
Same thing I'll ask you when you were talking about Eto. When you were talking about Eto, I was here and I was listening. And for crying out loud, for Christ's sake, the people who pay 300,000, they are not MPA staff.
Obviously.
And they are not the staff of the people manning the Eto machine. Can't you just say no? I'm not going to pay this 300,000. I'm going to write a petition to the MD of MPA. Can't you just pay with marked money and come? Can't there be an investigation?
Okay.
So because you see that it does not only have to do with the people, with the agencies. Yeah. It also has to do with the corrupt minds. It has to do with we as individuals. Because I look at it in this way. If you do what you're supposed to do right here in the studio, I do what I'm supposed to do at my end, and Dilly does what he's supposed to do. Everyone does what he's supposed to do. There's a minimum of everything. I mean, there will be sanity. Because let me tell you something. The MD of MPA is not there. It's not there where they are doing the Eto, and it's not a spirit. And then the other authorities, probably the MD of the consultants manning the Eto, they are not there. So just like you're crying out for loud here now in the studio, that's how the people are supposed to cry. Because by the time you pay 300,000 naira, who bears the brunt?
The final consumer.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you see, when you look at this issue of A2I and the corruption in the system, Nigerians, I keep saying this, it's not that Nigerians don't want to do the right thing, but Nigerians have been boxed into a corner where even when you try to come out to protest over an issue in Nigeria today, you have people protesting against you. Because the corruption in Nigeria has become endemic. I can assure you that for sure. I know, because this is my own industry as well. When you talk about the ATO system, the problem with it is the fact that there are people who are undermining the ATO. And why people are complaining and shouting at MPA is because MPA is supposed to be the regulatory body. And MPA has refused to organize a stakeholders meeting. That is where the problem lies.
I agree with you, but I have something to say.
Go ahead, madam.
As a Christian, I ask you a question. Shall we continue to live in sins that grace may abound?
Shall we continue to live in sin that grace may apply? Shall we continue to be hunger when the food is passing out?
No, you have a right to say no.
Madam, the
You have a right to say no.
of Nigerians have been trampled upon so badly.
What you're saying now is if you can't beat them, join them.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that we have a system that does not protect the right of ordinary Nigerians.
You are very correct.
And until we have that system, the ordinary Nigerians will continue to suffer.
Yeah.
It's like the issue of insecurity. Everybody's been talking insecurity. America wants to come and do it. No, but the question people are not asking is that since 2012 or 2010, this thing started. What has government done to curb it?
Madam, I have a question, please.
Yes, please.
You know, when we're talking about the issue of the news in the week that we read about automation, I know you made some, try to know certain things. I touched a little bit about it here. First and foremost, what's automation? What's modernization? As from your own point of view, and then I want to ask more questions in regards to that.
Modernization is an improvement on what you have on ground. You are getting modern, global, adding to make it fit to be able to perform optimally. Automation is what you bring to modernize it. Let's assume you have paper, carry one paper from one table to the other, from one table. You bring a computer, and then of course you have internet, and then you just sit one place and send message or mail or instructions to different ones, even outside the country. That's what it is, and that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, with regards to our post that you talked about the cost of that forum where I quoted some of the things you said.
Yes.
So can you elaborate a little bit more?
On which one in particular? So many things.
Our ports.
I said
because the inefficiency in the port is because of lack of automation and modernization.
Yes, because I said at this point, at this time, I have always said, and I'll say it again, NIWA, NIMASA, and NPA are supposed to be operating together and not individually. Including Shippers Council. And when I mean together, I am not eradicating their agencies. I mean to have a common ground to meet. You know, they have a common administration, though still individual. But because, why? You're working for Nigeria. You're working for the same set of people. And so you should know where your responsibility starts and ends. And then when something goes wrong at your end, you will know that, oh no, this ought not to have been. I am Shippers Council, or I am MPA. This is what NIMASA would have done. Then you pick up NIMASA and make sure that they do it. Let me take, for instance, I use the badge operations as an example. Why can't we have a common window? We've been talking this for about 5 years now, or 4 years. Have a common window. If a badge operator is supposed to pay 1 million naira for all the registrations in a year, MPA, NIWA, NIMASA meets, decide that this 1 million, MPA owns 250, this one owns this and all that, but create a common window where things can be done online, and you submit it, and the people stay in their offices and submit. And if, like I said, I use DPR for example. My company belongs to major category in DPR, and you stay in your office, do all the applications. If you submit a wrong document, they send it back to you, and they write you. And you can, if you actually all your documents are correct, you can get your license within 2 days. And I feel this can be done. And because that is supposed to be the system which will bring about ease of doing business. But a situation where you do your registration with NIMASA and you now go and do with NIWA and you now go and do with MPA, it's time consuming, it's depressing. Not just is it depressing, it's frustrating, and it's fund consuming. So these are the things that if our agencies can operate in that way, can stop bilkering on one another, can realize that this is for Nigeria and this is for Nigerians, and then we need to step up our game, that we will be respected by the outside country, then we can have many more or much more foreign investors that will want to do this business. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but like my colleague here was trying to emphasize, trying to remove the human elements in some of these things is becoming a Herculean kind of task, because of course, for obvious reasons, people need to say, oh, we do this so that maybe something can pass for the other person. But
the system is the problem. The
Yeah,
system is
yes,
the problem.
yeah.
Because I tell you something, the system is the problem. Because, see, I really don't know why we have trucks on the road. I really don't know. Besides the ETO system, you understand? What about trucks moving at night? When I was young,
Yeah.
when I was in the university, when I was in secondary school, trucks don't move before 10 o'clock. All port operations are, or whatever they are doing from warehouses, wherever, they do it at night and they stop moving at 5:30. And the roads are free for workers to go, for commuters to go. That is one aspect. Two, what happens to our rails? What happens to barge operations to move containers from here to Port Harcourt, from here to any other state that has waterfront? What happens to it? If we can have that, then the trucks will not be on the road anymore. We had this argument at the forum, and somebody stood up and said, most of the trucks are owned by most big men and some legislators and some other, that if you remove that, they will not have business to do again. And I ask a question, why can't they buy a badge? Why can't they buy a badge to move the trucks, to move the containers or the goods, whatever it is? It's just lack of understanding, lack of exposure, lack of knowledge. That, like we said, that of knowledge. That's what is causing all these things. And I said something at the forum. We travel around the world. We see the systems the way it's operating there. Why are we not bringing that system down to this place? Do you know the weight that these trucks are causing on that bridge? If you have ever come down on that bridge or have ever been on go slow on that bridge vibrates at you sometimes you feel that you are caving in. So these things, our legislators travel a lot. Our agency MDs and directors, they travel a lot. And they see these things. Why are we not bringing it home? That's what we call modernization. That's what we call development. And that's why we are still being referred to as third world. Or why?
Madam,
I just wanted to
hold on. Madam, yes, you see that third word you called now is making me look like feel very bad. It's like when you call one of my colleagues, they call him to Hanson, you call him Kunkum Master. He gets upset, but he's always a Kunkum Master, But I'll come back to that. But let me ask you a very question. We keep talking about cabotage. What is happening to that finance? Why are we not building ships in this country?
Cabotage since 2003. We've been putting money in that coffers.
over $1 billion now in that fund, according to experts.
According the last I checked, I think it was $350 million or so.
Okay, I learned.
But there was a time it was up to what you have said or thereabout. But I don't work with NIMASA. I don't know what has happened to it.
Oh.
I don't work with a bank that houses this money. But what I know is this. At a point in time, a few months ago, it was said that it has been approved to be disbursed. But I don't know of anybody that has gotten any fund from that. But I ask a question. In other countries, they have Maritime Bank being owned by either agency or government. And I said, and I'm still saying, why disburse this fund to people, and okay, you want to disburse this fund. The bank that is housing it is going to disburse it. But I said something, and those are still commercial banks. But why can't we have a maritime bank? Use this fund to open a maritime bank. As the fund is with commercial banks, is it not yielding something?
Of course it is.
Is it not being properly utilized? Is it staying dormant? If there was a maritime bank, that would have been to the benefit of the maritime industry. And then it's easier for intended ship owners, every other aspect of the maritime to go there and access a loan for whatever you want to do. And then because it is ours, we worked it out. Probably you can put the interest as 10%, 13%, 14%, 9%, depending. Rather than intending an already existing business maritime technocrats, companies, borrowing money from bank at 38%. That's why you are seeing that in the maritime industry, because when you buy a vessel or when you want to do a business and you borrow money at 38%, maritime proceeds don't come immediately. They don't come like that. Sometimes you buy a vessel, you are still looking for clients. You are in the business of sourcing for clients or people to use your vessel for the next 1 year or 2 years, and you're paying salaries to crews. And then you are being charged 37%, 38%, even 40% if it's possible. How then do you survive? But if we have our own bank and the federal government understands that this is our own bank, and even the federal government helps it to grow by also putting some funds there and all that, then and giving them 10%, 9% interest, then we are ready to fly.
Okay. There's also a problem with that disbursement in terms of, because part of the major problem, actually, from what I learned, I'm not one of those practitioners like you, your good self now, is the equity funding, the part where the private person has to bring a certain percentage. Mm-hmm. Don't you think that should be expunged in order for the fund, people to be able to access the fund?
Can I ask you a question? How can it be expunged?
As in, maybe you say,
I want to buy a car, and I want the bank to buy a car for me, and I don't have a dime.
No.
Then I'm not worth the car. I shouldn't look for it.
That's not what I'm saying, madam. I'm saying probably if it's 50%, why don't you reduce
to 20%, 30%?
Okay,
fine.
Now, my question is this: you talked about more like Bank of Maritime Bank.
Yeah,
that's what you're looking at. And then the question people are asking is, how well has the Bank of Agriculture fared? Because
I ask you another question again. I repeat my question. Shall we continue to live in sin that grace may abound? We will not continue to look at the failed aspects.
But
let's move on. Let's make an improvement. Possibly if this maritime bank comes up now and does fantastically well, then the people that are running agricultural bank we will know that they have failed, and then probably if they have some conscience, then they'll begin to do something. If somebody does not come to do something very well, then we will not realize the extent of the...
We accept mediocrity as a way of life.
Honestly.
All right.
Okay, can I tell you an example? Take example from the governor of Abia State. Abba is Abia State, isn't it?
Sure, it is.
Take example from that. Look at what the man has done. Have there not been governors in the past 25 years?
Yeah, but
anybody that is going to come and contest as a governor of Abia State now
has a standard to beat.
Not just a stand. He has to run. He has to wear very big shoes.
Yeah, but we've heard.
And then people now know that so there is money in Abia State. So these things can actually be done.
But madam, if you bring Abia State into this now, we've heard the number 6 man, the man who claims to be number 6, telling you that he cannot be a number 6, and yet somebody from another party is the governor of his state. So how do you juxtapose that?
And that is where the people's will come in.
All right. Somebody just put something forward. It says computers and apps are made to make life and business easy for us. Why are the government owned not making the job easy? Private owned companies, I'm not going to mention their name because they didn't pay me for adverts. Dash and Dash Shipping has their portals for payment and their system. Apps or portal can't allow you pay any amount you want. So why will government system allow agents and importers pay any amount they want? It says the same thing we see in INEC. Good afternoon, all, from Chief Udo. But it's the truth. Because if we have a system that says, for instance, if you're going to take a bus ride from here to, say, to Badagry,
okay,
and it is 10 naira. If you go to the dispensing machine where you have to buy your ticket and you put 8 naira, it will not dispense.
Exactly.
So why are we not having the same thing?
Same question I'm asking. I'm not a legislator. I'm not a politician. I am not the people at the head. I'll give you an example. In my company, and several other companies like you are now, is it not? You're using tech, internet, all these things. You're using radar and all that to reach out, isn't it? But in some government companies or government organizations, you can't even write them through email. Like you said, I don't want to mention names also. They give you their card. It's personal email you see there. You see Yahoo, you see Hotmail. And you cannot even complain through a portal. There is no channel of complaint, online channel of complaints, to the extent that you can stay in Timbuktu, stay anywhere and complain. For every complaint, you need to start going to their offices. It's a menace. And then what we are saying is that who is going to bail the cat out? Who is going to come up and have conscience, integrity, self-will, fear of God, not to enrich his pocket or to do these things that your name will be written in gold, that long after you are gone, it will be said that when you were on the throne was when this and this and this and this was achieved. Let's take, for instance, Colonel Buba Mawa, now Brigadier, NDLA, when he was the governor of Lagos State. I don't know if you were in Lagos State then. It was fantastic. All the, what do you call them, Alaye or whatever,
area boys.
All the area boys were taken out of the street. As tough as they were, as many as they were all taken off to the street. They were all rehabilitated, and there was a task force looking out for them every time. And Lagos was our Lagos. And that's why we say now, give us back our Lagos.
Is it possible?
It's possible if we have somebody like that again.
Okay, ma'am.
So now, same Buba Mawa is now for NDLA. Did you not see the reform? The reform is there. There are. It's only that it comes in trickles. One, in a decade, or in 5 years, or in 2 decades. When
just mentioned one governor out of 36.
Exactly, 2. I've mentioned 2 now.
Okay.
Then when Fashola was the governor of Lagos State, overnight he towed over 250 trucks. He meant business. And each one that was towed paid in millions. They didn't need to be told to get out of the road. And I remember the president then had a problem with Fashola. And Fashola said, this is our Lagos. And I'm not going to let Lagosians suffer. Their lives are in my hand. If every governor will understand that the lives of the people that you are representing is in your hand, if every chairman, if every local government chairman, if every councillor will recognize that you have taken these people's life in your hand, and your position is for you to make life better for them, then we will have a better Nigeria.
Okay, ma'am. You touched a bit about the issue of multimodalism in the workings of our ports.
Yeah.
When we were talking about why can't the legislators who they said own some of the trucks, what don't you as when you were talking about the issue of port modernization, what really do you think they should do? Because our ports, like it was noted in one of that fora, it was that these places are congested. you cannot really develop them the way they are, especially the Lagos ports.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think that will work? Bringing in multimodal means of transportation and modernizing the ports with the kind of packed up, junked up kind
In the
of
first place,
environment
these
we
trucks,
have.
they have parks.
No, I'm talking about multimodalism now, multiple means of evacuating cargoes within the ports.
What is there? We have already spoken. They should evacuate them. They should evacuate them.
Have the rail system channel to it the way it is.
What is not doable?
A whole lot of people.
Were you in Lagos when Third Mainland Bridge was built and was launched by Raji Rasaki?
I was.
Before then, how was that place? What happened to Morocco? Do you know when this airport was built? The airport was built at Ajawa Estate, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
People were relocated.
Yes, it's political will.
Government has the power to.
They have the power to do it.
But
like I said in one of our fora over the week, I said if they want to expand this port now, because this port, as you're seeing, is an emergency waiting to explode.
Yeah.
Especially the tank farms, built very close to one another. Who gave those licenses? Me, you, who? What were the criterias? And I said, is redeemable if only the people want to work. And I gave an example. I said, take for instance Snake Island. Take for instance an Ajegule. Value the houses. If you give one individual 200 million, he will not even wait. He will tell you to do anything you like. Value the houses. They will go. They will leave. The problem why it is difficult is because you want to tell somebody that have lived in a house for 100 years to just go. You say it doesn't have C of O. To get a C of O in this Lagos is more expensive than building a house.
Yeah.
The procedure, some people have been on that procedure for 15 years, for 10 years, and you wake up and you know that this house is this man's house. This is where he earns his living. Everybody identifies and testifies that it's his house. And you say because this house has no C of O, the man should just go empty-handed. That's why you see that development is not possible around us. Because we're going about it the wrong way. Look at what happened there. Is it Makoko or near Tadman? Yanoworo.
Okay.
You just wake up one morning and then you displace people. What happened to mini housing estates? Go and, okay, 2-bedroom flat, mini flat, depending on what you had on ground. What happened to it? We are just insensitive and we are inhuman.
All right. Before we continue, madam, this is once more VOP 90.3 FM, and this is the Maritime and Border Show. And we're going to open up our phone lines while we continue to listen to madam. So you can reach us directly on 0700 903 903 903.
Or on 0817 175 6338.
Our WhatsApp and our direct lines are open, so feel free to get across to us.
You can also reach us on 0803 692 9933. This is the Maritime and Border Show with Delu Tommy and Prince Francis Chilaka on 90.3 VOP FM.
Good afternoon, Chilaka.
Good afternoon.
Please, your guest did not tell us her name.
Oh, madam, your name.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Rollins McFoy. I'm the president of Women in Maritime Africa Nigerian chapter, and I'm the vice president for Women in Maritime Africa. The vice president for Africa.
That is very, very good. Women occupy such a limited position in maritime is a welcome development.
Yeah, thank you.
My name is Chief Joseph Okando,
Welcome.
a customs license agent.
You're welcome to the program, sir. Your question, sir.
Yes. You see, I was listening to Chilaka. It was like boiling when he was introducing the issues in the program, which is a co-presenter. I was laughing. I said, Chilaka, you are talking about MPA. Boiling with the issue. Here this, what is a long time they're supposed to have done one thing or the other. You see, there is problem in this country generally, and the whole thing stem from our political, what I say, inclination. The way we are playing politics has made things, everything we are handling as a country go negatively. The port area, which is supposed to be a revenue earner for the country, is systematically draining the purse of the populace, and which is not supposed to be so. We are import-oriented country, yes, but what are the facilities that are in place? So everything has been so politicized that nothing is working. The introduction of all this new system because of the digital system that is on board, if you look at it critically, the human factor must always find a way to make it feel difficult. So it boils down to my submission of, can we depoliticize everything we do in Nigeria? Can we allow professionalism to come in?
Exactly.
Can we look at Nigeria as a country of ours? We want to develop in line with other international countries. That is where the thing comes. So it goes down to our individual politicians and citizens. Look at MPA. His work is purely on ports, making sure that the accessibility to port is something that is, very, very, we have to minimal. But they are not doing anything. We are talking of Nimasa and others, all of them. They are all there looking for their own pocket money. Nobody is dreaming about how to develop Nigeria in question. And these are the assessments the international world look at a country. What is the accessibility of your trade organs? And how do you develop them in tune with the modern sphere? That is the problem we are facing. So Chilaka, your annoyance is obvious because I have many times accosted them when I was there very active with Lucky Abiru, but they are now upcoming. You are appointing managing director where you have people on hierarchy. But you are coming, any managing director that comes in want to do his own bit. So it's a problem to us, Chilaka. We need to look at it from political angle. May God help us to fine-tune this, our country politically. Tribalism and nepotism is what is happening to us.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, Chilaka.
Good afternoon. Thank you, sir. Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon. Welcome to the show. Your name, please?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Yeah, Priscilla, am I on?
Yes, you're on. Your name and where you're calling from.
Okay. Thank you, sir. My name is Robert. Madam, I just want to say something when you said the trucks are supposed to move at night and the rest. If you remember, I think you know that Lagos State once banned this movement of heavy-duty truck at night, in the day, until Dangote took Lagos State to court and he won. I don't know if you are aware of that, some years ago.
Well, I'm not aware of that, but I ask you a question.
Okay. That
State,
was why those trucks are moving. Lagos State
No, wait. Lagos State owns Lagos State. And the governor in Lagos State has a right to regulate activities in Lagos State. So if Dangote won Lagos State over our lives, we living in Lagos State, then there's a compromise somewhere.
Hello.
Why didn't they win Fashola?
Hello.
Maybe what he's trying to say is that probably Lagos State government should have made a law to that effect before making that pronouncement, not just as a policy.
Besides, when you want to, when we were in school, secondary school, we studied localization of industries.
Sure.
What? We only have one road leading to Dangote refinery,
which is dangerous.
What here? The Minister of Transport should be involved. What is the involvement of Minister of Transport in this? And Minister of Marine and Blue Economy. Minister of Transport is supposed to, whoever they are in the past years, supposed to have facilitated, and it still should still be working on facilitating rail. It doesn't matter whether it's Dangote or anything. These are our infrastructures. They should make the rail work to move some of Dangote's products, which is has a good intention for the country. They should make also let it work from the port, tin can or whatever. Hello. And also badges.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. God bless you.
Bless you too, sir. Welcome to the program.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
European, thank you for the good job you are doing and your analysts or your guests over there. Thank you. My name is Carlo. I'm calling from Afromedia in Ojo.
You're welcome, sir.
I want to ask, is it the wharf or the terminals in Lagos, the only terminal in Nigeria? Are they not wharf in Port Harcourt, in One, and in Calabar? You can open those ones to become functional, and then all these hectic jobs in Lagos will come down. We are one Nigeria. If you close those ones, it means you are marginalizing the people from there, that region. Open the wharves over there and let all these congestion stop here. Thank you.
The word marginalization, I don't think is right. Yeah. In the sense that we are talking about professionalism now and ease of doing business. We have 6 ports in Nigeria, and they are supposed to be working optimally.
Where are the 6 ports?
Not you have one. You have Port Harcourt. You have a Tinkan. You have a Apapa. You have Lekki. I mean,
no. I think the argument of people who most times I've called on the show is the fact that out of the 6 ports you have in Nigeria, 3 of them
are in Lagos.
4.
3 are in Lagos.
4. Okay, well, they don't. KLT is known as a dry land.
It's a dry port.
3 are in Lagos.
Okay, no. Look at it this way. At least we have Warri, we have Port Harcourt, we have One. Yeah. If they are made to function properly,
that's the question people are asking.
And
who
then
is meant to make them function?
NPA. Again, if also our governors will buy the idea.
Just hold on one second.
If our governors will buy the idea of dry seaports.
This call-up, sir, I was shocked when you said call-up now is about 300,000.
Go ahead.
Hello, go on ahead, sir. Hello?
So, like I'm saying, if the governors could buy the idea of dry seaports, it could help a lot too.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello, Priscilla, are you here?
We are here with you.
Okay, so the thing was about 20K then. Now it's 300. Besides this bureaucracy in the port, most of these trucks are parked. There's a parking space at a truck park at the second gate there. There's a lot of bureaucracy. This driver pay a lot. From daily pay, I don't know how much they pay now. And from there to stealing of their batteries, and for some of them to access the port, it's not easy. I don't know where government is going to look at this. Madam, I also want to ask, when you said you are into maritime, my question is that, like, sometimes all these ships that bat at probably Joseph Dam, bat and all those bags, you just have, maybe they brought wheat, some brought sugar, other brought chemical. Mm-hmm. So sometimes NPA will just come and they will just kick out a vehicle. Maybe the ship is discharging, they just kick it out and say they have an urgent priority. After that, maybe that ship has not finished discharging. They will just come kick it out and they will put another ship down with the charge maybe for 2 days. They will then break your own come again. What is responsible for that, man? And it might also lead to demurrage. These are some of the things that we see at the port that we don't really know the cause. I don't know if you can throw more light on it, man. God bless you. Thank you.
Whatever light I would have thrown, Chinaka has thrown that light. Because how can a ship be on ground, battered, offloading, or discharging, whichever way, and then you come and say you have emergency, you move, you ask her to move, and you bring another one, and then you take 2-3 days before you finish with that one, then you bring me back and you tell me I'm going to pay demurrage. How can I pay demurrage?
No, ma'am, that's what.
But the people, are they speaking out? Is there no court? Go to the court. Let it be that you lost.
Like my colleague.
No, go there and lose. I give you an example. There was a guy who imported a container of medicals.
Okay.
And then he got on the road. And they said he didn't pay this, he didn't pay this, the customs said he didn't pay this. He went to meet them, he said, what? They said they are taking you to this place. They took the container, whatever. The guy just left them there and went to court. He didn't even go to court first. He made all his petitions to the CG, to this, to that. He made his petitions. And he facilitated it before the next day. They were told to release the container. They should release his container and let him go. So it's a question of knowing your onions, knowing the right tool, knowing I don't want to use button because it's a negative word. It could mislead people. But knowing the right tool to use, yes, and knowing your rights also. Because I tell you, most of these ship owners, except the very educated ones in this profession, let's say the political ones or whatever, and then most of these truck owners also, some of them are not, when I mean well-read, you could be a PhD holder, but
you don't understand the industry.
Exactly. In this industry that you are, you don't know the rules and the regulation. You don't know the policies. You don't read the code. Every business has a code. You are in the maritime industry, probably you have a vessel or that kind of a thing, law of the sea, whatever. The ones that affect your vessel. How do you operate cabotage? I got a call 5 weeks ago. Somebody was shouting, the vessel didn't come to do anything. It just came to do this, to do that, and it has been there for 2 days. And they are not telling us we are going to pay. We will look for managing agent. We will look for this. How can this be? And the person contacted me and I said, your vessel coming in here and staying 48 hours, you already fell under cabotage. Worst part of it, vessel was having foreigners as crew members. How can you? I don't know, like Yorubas to say moforuko bonwola ashiri. I don't want to call names. How can you bring in a vessel without doing your due diligence, homework? You do not know that you are supposed to process even this cabotage 2-3 weeks before the vessel arrives. And what the master will now have to do is once the vessel arrives, or once the pilot is bringing, look at it and say, does it conform with what we have? And then, but I tell you, these are stinkingly rich people. They did not know this. And my attempt to begin to explain was trouble, And then, of course, you are bringing in a vessel to come and dredge. You didn't know this.
Oh.
So it's not your being a master's degree holder, a BSc holder, a PhD holder, or you're having too much money in your pocket. It's a matter of you being very domesticated in what you want to involve yourself in or what you are doing, so that at any point in time you are able to cross your T's and dot your I's, and when you do it, even the DG of NIMASA will not see what to tell you.
It's bringing me back to the question I asked you. I said the industry here is an agro established industry. So are you not saying that everybody must wear that agro shipping on their shoulders?
To a large extent or to a little extent, you must have that 1 minute madness to be able to show that you know what you're talking about.
But that's what they say in the media. For you to work in the media, you must have a state of madness.
Yeah. And a situation where you want to write to NPA, you write the letter in your office or with whichever one, you now take it to them. For Christ's sake, please create a portal. Let us send the letters online. Then they should be. Will I say diligent?
So everybody in essence should also modernize their operation.
Exactly.
Okay.
In the last 3 or 4 or 5 years, I've not had a client visiting my office.
Okay.
I've not had a client visiting my office.
You've gone,
because we do everything online. You find out that driving on the road, going or whatever, you're wasting time. For Christ's sake, the world has gone digital. The globalized world, you have to meet up with it. And for all you care, AI and all that is coming to meet us here. And for all you care, unmanned ship might come to meet us here. Drones, whatever. How are we domesticating these technologies, and how are we studying it? You just see money in your pocket and you go and buy a vessel. You heard that there is money in the maritime industry, you go and buy a vessel. Then when they tell you have to register it with ROS, you start shouting. You have to register it with this cabotage and maritime labor. You need to pay waiver. You start shouting. That is a major problem for us.
All right, this is the Maritime and Border Show, VOP 90.3 FM. We'll be going on a short break, and when we come back, we will continue from where we stopped.
Just 30 minutes.
Eric Ultimate Ministry EOM present the Nigerian edition of Face to Face with God conference. Team Breaking the Limit. The Ghana edition was power packed with miracles and testimonials from various persons, and the Nigerian edition promises to be more impactful, transformational, with atmospheres of miracles, healing, salvation, deliverance, and mind-blowing prophecies. Ministering is the host, Apostle Eric Otabil, alongside the guest minister all the way from Ghana, Reverend Emmanuel Temda. Venue, Power Triumphant Church Auditorium, 1 Ewela Street, Pop Bus Stop, Ikotu Dim Road, Ikotu, Lagos, Nigeria. Date, 18 till 22nd September 2024. Time, 6 p.m. prompt for the 18th and 19th. And on Friday 20th, a power-packed vigil, 10 p.m. prompt, with worship and praise from various gospel artists. Celebration service on Sunday the 22nd by 3 p.m. prompt. Come and be enlightened and empowered to break every limit in your life. Jesus is still in the business of changing lives.
All right, welcome back to the Maritime and Border Show. We're still on VOP 90.3, and we still have our guest in the house.
Mrs. Rollins McFoy. Madam, I have a question for you, please.
Go ahead.
As like my colleague here will say, for those in your WhatsApp group, the people you lead, women,
Yeah.
what do you think has been their roles in the maritime sector, and what do you think they should do to improve their lot and then bring in younger women into the fold?
Well, I will say that 80% of our members have their own companies.
That's
Women Nigeria, yes.
Okay.
Women in Maritime Africa. In Nigeria here, about 80% of us have our own companies. And so, what we have done is that we have become a voice for gender balance.
okay.
In the sense that we have taken our crusade to so many secondary schools. We have taken to universities. And we keep marketing, let me put it that way, or integrating to individuals to tell them to come into this association where you will meet other technocrats who will teach you. We run seminars from time to time to educate our members on how to be solidly on what they are doing. Depending, we have freight forwarders among us.
Okay.
We have lawyers, maritime lawyers. We have operations personnel. We have seafarers.
Oh.
Yeah. And so we have quite,
You have women who man ships.
of course, we have engineers, we have captains, and we have the chefs. So they are all among us. And then so, because you see, we say the percentage of women in maritime globally is about 2%.
Okay.
So for
What's
that
the percentage in Nigeria?
I'm not sure it's up to that. I'm not sure it's even up to 2% in Nigeria. So for that reason, and what it has been a male-dominated industry.
Okay.
And so the reason why we do this now is to speak to the younger ones, to tell them that there is no harm there. That because the fear and the things that have been said before, oh, the water, the ocean is so much, it could swallow you. Did it swallow the men? You can't just go to the ship and jump into the ocean. And then, of course, the fear that, oh, you will get married and you are going to have kids. So will you leave your kids and go on board? If we have a system that works very well, when a woman is pregnant, she works in the office. When she's breastfeeding and all that, she works in the office. When she's done, she goes back on board. That's what is done abroad. Even abroad, they have paternity leave. When your wife has put to bed, the man goes. So we have a lot to catch up with. We have a lot to catch up with. Because this is, it has been a major issue that have used to set the women back in this profession. Again, another one is your husband will not allow you to go. Your husband will not allow you to be here or be there or to do these kind of things, and then you're going to fraternize with only men. How can you? Again, it depends on who you marry. And it depends on the discussions you had before you married. And it depends on your focus. I ask people these days, when you want to marry, do you only look at a fine man, probably with money or with education, or even without money, love? Love is not blind, it sees. It sees.
Are you saying that love is like our justice system that now sees?
No, love has eyes. You have discussions. Marriage, you have serious discussions before going into it. So when one wants to...
So one shouldn't marry for love alone?
No, it won't work.
Oh.
You have to marry reasonably. Marry reasonably. I have traveled around the world in this profession. And of course, I'm married with children. I'm happily married. As a matter of fact, as I'm here now, my husband is downstairs.
Oh.
Yes. Today is Sunday service. I told him that I have this appointment. Please, can you take me? He brought me here.
Very supportive.
Very supportive. So you need to streamline this. And then we talk, another thing is we talk about harassment. They say when you go to the ships or when you go to certain place, they will harass you. Where is the harassment not happening? It's happening even at the bus stop. It's happening even in the market. It's happening in corporate industries. It's happening anywhere. Should that be a reason why you should say a woman shouldn't go on board, or a woman shouldn't be properly domesticated in this industry to do what she loves doing? You now tell a freight forwarder, a woman, don't go there. It's all those men. The men, they operate like Agbero. You set your standard. If you have integrity, if you're decent, if you know what you're doing, you're a professional, you set your standard. Your standard, is it to talk, or is it to backslap, or your standard is to provide the right documents and to meet the key people and talk and say, when they see the way you talk, the way you do your presentations and all that, they know that, oh no, this is a serious businesswoman. Let's treat her this way. She knows what she's doing. She knows what it's saying. She knows her onions. Dare not do it. If you do it, she knows where to report you to. So all these things are the things we are trying to tell the young ones now. In the universities, in the maritime institutions, in secondary schools, we are telling them, come. There is room big enough for everyone.
What about mentorship? Do you kind of do mentorship for young women?
That's what I'm talking about. We do mentorship for them, and we open the industry to them. We tell them different profit. Everything is not going to see. You have surveyors, you have crewing and manning agents, you have people in charge of operation, you have the ISPS. In fact, as a CSO in a shipping company or in a shipping industry, that's what we call company security officer, who is in charge of a CSO's place. Domain is in the office and liaises with the ships. We have there are so many. You have the divers. Do you know how much divers charge now? Ranges in dollars. Lose your anchor and call a diver, then you know what's going on. By the time you are paying $5,000-$10,000 to go and look for an anchor. And there are so many. You have the lawyers. Not just the lawyers. You have the ones in logistics. We have female crane operators. There are so many of them. So, the land is very vast. There remaineth a land to be occupied.
All right. I mean, I'm really impressed because I believe that we should have a society that is not predominantly for male, but we should have a society that is open to everyone and that allows everybody to showcase themselves. Once more, this is Maritime and Border Show, VOP 90.3 FM. Our phone lines are still open 0700 903 903 903.
While they try to call, I also want to say that we have maritime management and logistics. It's a course you study, and you do that in the office. There are so many courses. What about the cooks, the chefs?
They go for special school to learn how to cook special food for others in the industry.
Exactly, because you have to be a continental cook. Because in one vessel, you might have like 3 different countries. You have the Bangladesh, you have the Indians, you have the Nigerians. So you must be a very good cook, and a continental one for that matter. So you must know what to do, because you're not going to give an average man. Nigerian will eat swallow and something. You can't give that to somebody from Bangladesh or India or Greeks or thereabouts and all that. So you also have the nurses who work in cruise ships. You have the doctors who work in cruise ship. Yes. You have the public relations ones. You also have the administrators and the ones that are radio specialists, DMGSS. There's so much. So it depends on what you are interested in. You carve out your niche and you run with it. There are so many courses you can do to domesticate yourself, to equip yourself, and then you run off.
Okay, ma'am. How much?
Hello,
Do you
hello,
think?
good afternoon. Hold on. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Prince Chilaka,
Afternoon, sir. Welcome, sir.
the shipping magnet. You see, I'm enjoying the woman because she's very vast in the industry.
Thank you so much, sir.
The industry is a very big.
What's your name, sir?
Okay, my name is Chief Joseph. I'm calling back.
Okay.
I enjoy listening to you because it's the area I know about. The little side I know. It's a very vast industry. She is talking about mentorship and letting people know that you can be gainfully employed in that sector.
Yes.
I think it's a very laudable, because of our political system. We have politicized everything. I continue to mention this thing. Some people call about the other regions, the seaport there. You see, deliberately the government allowed the sea freight to those regions to be costlier than the one coming to Lagos. That is why most importers come here to cut costs in order to take their goods. If the government looking at holistic development of Nigeria and the regions that are other areas, if they subsidize something like that, and people are able to take their goods to the other hinterland, you see that the upstore your people coming to a particular area like Lagos will be drastically reduced. And then the knowledge of that industry, because in the world, that maritime sector is the largest employer of labor. And for them to be developed, children need to know what that area is all about. They look at maybe the people working there as a dropout. When you call client agent, it's like these people, they are not dropout, because if you look at especially the facilitators of duties, that's the client agent, their job is so educative that you cannot be there, you cannot classify any cargo if you don't have the real idea of what you are doing. So it calls for education. You need to go and defend it, like a lawyer defending his lawsuit. So, madam, I think we need to find a way to talk to the government, let them spread this maritime industry. It's a revenue earner for any country that knows what they are doing. We need not to be running at loss. So it's something that we need to continue to hammer. By the grace of God, if we have the people that will take over our nation politically, that is the only way we can develop and spread the development.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Madam, what's your relationship with the economic regulator of the maritime?
Hello.
Hello? Yes, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon.
Good
Welcome.
afternoon to you.
Yes, thank you for a good job, a good work you are doing over there. God bless you all.
Amen.
Amen.
Yes,
We have
madam, you
a few
spoke well.
minutes.
Okay, this is okay, calling you from Abulado.
Okay, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Sir, what I want to hear, madam, to tell the other leaders there, that the container, the price that they are giving is too much. It's too much. They should release at least reduce the price so that poor man will go to market and buy something. And of course, some people they should pity or talk to the federal government also. And another thing again, these outbreaks that are disturbing or people who are disturbing extortion on the road from here to here before it will reach south or southeast. They have spent a lot of money. Another thing again which I want to use this opportunity again to say, abeg, you people should talk to our brother the transporters. This December is coming. They want to carry market high. That you cannot be able to pay from here to Cross River or here to Enugu, here to Ebonyi State, here to Benue. Please, they should help bring those transport down. December is coming. They want to use one person and make the whole of the month from January to December. Abeg, it's too much for us.
Thank you.
Abeg.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
So, ma'am, I was asking you, you have relationship with the regulator, the port economic regulators, Shippers Council, or the MPA, or the NASA. What's your relationship with them?
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Afternoon, sir. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
My name is Sunday Uzowuru Mozo. I'm calling from Rata.
You're welcome. Go ahead, sir.
First of all, madam, God bless you. You know why? This country, we know how to do something good, but the problem is this: politics everywhere. One other man called. Later, one other man seconded him by saying, "This politics in Nigeria, very blatantly, they make sure ports in other states are not working. When Ambode is a governor, this is one of the cardinal points they removed him. They said they are the people that get Lagos. They do Lagos. Ambode said, why can't we open other ports in other places? They say, okay, this man, we want to destroy our resources. That's why they took him away. That one, by the way. Chilaka, I love you too much, but sometimes there was a statement you made either last 2 weeks or 2 weeks back. I wanted to call that day on this station, but I didn't get through. When you said Hamas and the people that are talking of Biafra, they are the same. Please, you decide that word. They are not them. That's one by the way. But I want to tell you the politics of Nigeria. We know how to do things good, but who will bear the cat? Nigeria cannot work. That is why we Biafra, we must go, whatever it takes.
All right, madam, can you continue, please? Thank you, sir. The line just went off.
I was asking you a question, madam, regarding your relationship as an association. You are the president of WIMA, and WIMA Africa, the vice president.
Yes.
Okay? What's your relationship locally with, let's say, the port's economic regulator, Shippers Council, and probably NPA?
We have a very, very good relationship with NIMASA.
Okay.
They have supported us greatly. We also have a good relationship with Shippers Council.
Okay.
The other day I spoke with the ES. We have a good relationship with them. But after Hadiza left MPA, we've been trying to see how we can establish another solid relationship with MPA.
With the present MG?
Yes.
Okay.
And then, of course, this is for regulators, but other companies like shipping companies and all that, they are aware, they know us, and sometimes they refer people to us. Like yesterday, or within the week, this last week, at the program, the representative of Captain Amorin, Abuja MOU. After the program, referred a lady that has a master's in maritime studies and all that, referred her to us to be able to mentor her so that she'll be able to find her footing in the industry. And several other ones are recommending. So that's
Okay, ma'am, looking at the maritime industry holistically, what are, to your own mind, what are those things that should be done to really benefit from tap into the potentials? I keep saying, experts say that Nigeria should be earning between 10 to 90 trillion naira every year from the sector alone. And last year we made just about 7 trillion naira from all the government agencies. What should we do to really tap into this huge resource?
Many a times there have been town hall meetings and there have been conferences by regulators with stakeholders. But I hope and do wish that a real, genuine one should hold, where people will make suggestions, where people will make suggestions and...
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon, sir. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
My name is Prince David.
All right, you're welcome. Go ahead.
I'm from Abulado area.
Go ahead.
Please, my comment here is, I want to ask your
Guest.
guest that how can we, the ordinary citizen who clears our goods from the port and try to take it back to our market, before you get to the market, this co-agri, so I don't know what I will call them, collecting money on the way. From every 1 kilometer, you see them there, every 1 kilometer, even at night and day. There's no time you pass, you beat them. So what is the government doing about it? There was a time they said they want to stop them, but nothing. In my place there was a time they were chasing one container. The man had to lose his balance and killed a soldier man. The matter just died like that. The next evening, these people came back and started continue collecting money. What can be done there? Even in the front of the port, once you are coming at this, they just start collecting money. So what is the government doing about it?
Okay. Your question is as good as ours. We all have the same question we're asking. But I don't know if Madam would want to say one or two things about it as we're cruising home gradually, you know.
Please, can she answer the question? Then she weigh into this particular last one.
Okay, about the relationship.
I was asking about what you think the maritime sector should
Oh, yes, I said if there is going to be a one-on-one conversation, you know, because these top enclave positions are political positions. And of course, you are surrounded by people you already know and you trust. So the real original stakeholders who can tell you what is happening are not able to reach you. And then when you invite or when you organize a town hall meeting, or when you organize or you invite certain sets, let's say ship owners association or whatever, to come and have a meeting with you, could you please be open-minded, not be vindictive, listen to healthy criticisms, take them in, take a breath down, sleep over it, and just be quiet. Gradually make your investigations to find out if those things are true. And if they are true, do you have the integrity, the political will to begin to change them, or are you there politically to be political? Okay. This is the issue that we have.
Okay.
politically to become political.
So, madam, the last one, what the caller was
And
saying,
then the
can
caller
you
was
say-
talking about the people collecting, the agberos collecting money on the road. That is Lagos State business. The governor of Lagos State, the Ministry of Transport, and Lamata. You see, because I keep saying, when Bubamawa and Fashola was here, you won't see those boys. But suddenly these boys have been let loose. They have become a government.
Yeah.
Especially the non-uniform ones.
They are not
The
state
uniform ones are going after the yellow buses.
Mm.
But you see, in my tour as I speak to you now, if you go there, you will see not less than 100 of them. And you see them harassing people bringing in Tokumbo vehicles, people bringing in containers. They are with long sticks. They destroy, if you don't give them money, they destroy your mirror, they puncture your tire, they do. And I just ask a question. Sometimes I'm so grieved because my tour all the way to Ojo Barracks and all that, that's my route. And I asked myself, do we have a government in Lagos State? Is the government of Lagos State for Lagos State or for the government? Because democracy is government of the people, by the people, for the people. The menace on that road from the port to Mile 2 to Bega, getting out of Lagos, to Agbara and Co, going towards that side, these boys are practically government and there's nothing anybody can do about them. So as a matter of fact, I use this opportunity to call on the governor of Lagos State, the Ministry of Transport, Lamata, all that are involved, even the police, to do something about this because we are fast losing it. This is no longer our Lagos. This is no longer our Lagos, and Lagosians are suffering in the hands of these boys. A situation, a clearing agent clears a car, pays 4 million. Before you get to the owner of the car, you are expanding another 1 million at the expense of your life. And we say we have a protective government, a protective governor, a sound humanitarian governor and arms of government. It's high time we begin to talk about that. Thank you.
All right, madam, thank you so much. This is VOP 90.3 FM, Voice of the People. We've been discussing the Maritime and Border Show. And
yeah, it's been talk with Madam Mrs. Rollins McFoy. Of course, an expert within the maritime sector. She's she's a mediation expert. She owns a school within the maritime sector, and she's a whole lot of things. She's very, very eloquent and very knowledgeable. You've heard her for today. We would like to have her here once again in the nearest future. I hope, madam, you will avail us that opportunity. I knew what it took me to get you here, so I hope you won't run away from us when we want to bring you here again. This is a 9.3 VOP FM, Maritime and Border Show. My name is Dilu Tommy. We shall be. The time is fast spent. And Francis, you have one thing or the other to say?
no, all I want to say is the fact that Nigerians are really getting tired. Nigerians are being pushed to the edge. Nigerians are asking those they have elected as their government to do something and do something fast. We've talked about the agberos, we've talked about checkpoints, we talked about the processes involved in making payments and how these things are really, really affecting business. The free flow of business is being hindered. This is where we talk about everything that has to do with the maritime industry. And that's why it's called Maritime and Border Show. And today, we thank Madam for sharing insight into the knowledge she has and the fact that she's mentoring a lot of younger Nigerians who want to get into this industry. I mean, I'm really, really impressed. And, I'm encouraging Nigerian women, go out there, show who you are. God bless us all. My name is Prince Chilaka. We'll see you next week, Sunday, on another episode.
Have yourself a lovely week ahead.
Thank you.